action I have. Meka Whaitiri was stood aside from her portfolios on 30 August while the investigation was undertaken. Chris Whāwhoi will retain the role of Minister of Customs, and Meka Whaitiri's Associate Minister responsibilities will sit with the lead portfolio ministers. There are no plans to undertake a cabinet reshuffle.
Have you spoken to Meka?
Yes, I spoke to Meka Whaitiri this morning.
Does she plan to stay on in Parliament?
Yes.
What elements were agreed on?
Look, I don't want to get into the details of the report because there are privacy issues and the details from the perspective of the employee. I'm wanting to make sure that we protect. However, I have asked DIA to prepare a version of the report that can be publicly released.
Will Meka retain her on as Māori co-chair?
I've been advised by the colleagues in her caucus that they wish to still support her in that role.
Do you expect any pushback from the Māori caucus about this decision?
No, I do not.
Is she still fit to stay on as an MP?
Yes.
Are you comfortable with her staying on as the co-chair of the Māori caucus even though you do not have confidence in her as a minister?
I have confidence in her continuing as a Member of Parliament and in those roles as a Member of Parliament.
Your cabinet's now 2 ministers down.
Yes.
Is your cabinet still stable?
Absolutely.
How can the public have confidence in the minister staying on as an MP?
Look, I have a view that the member works incredibly hard across Ikaroa Rāwhiti, that she will continue to be able to fulfil those roles. However, based on what I have seen, I do not have confidence in her retaining her role as Minister. The details of the report, once it's been prepared by DIA and is available for public release, will be put into public domain.
Did Meka Whaitiri assault a staff member?
I'm not going to get into the details around the incident. I do want to leave it to DIA to prepare that version of the report. The issue that I have is that I was given the full version of the report last night. I've met with the member, I've met with Meka Whaitiri, I've advised her of my decision, but the report is not yet in a state to be able to be released. I've asked for that work to be done.
Why are the facts around the incident so disputed?
The member, Meka, continues to contest what has been alleged.
Did you notice anything untoward during the trip to Gisborne?
No, I did not.
In keeping her on as an MP in Ikaroa Rāwhiti, was there a way of avoiding the by-election?
No.
What other things have you learned about Meka Whaitiri over the course of this investigation, or perhaps as a result of the investigation, in terms of her behaviour to other staff in opposition and perhaps in previous roles?
I've made the decision solely on this incident.
Have you learned other examples of Meka Whaitiri, perhaps where she wasn't treating staff so well, where there's been allegations of her volatility as well?
My decision has been solely based on this incident.
Have you learned about any other instances of Meka
Again,
Whaitiri
as I
not treating
say,
staff well?
she has been stood down as a minister based on what I've seen around this incident.
Should there be a wider inquiry though into this, if there was a history of poor behaviour in that office and it wasn't caught and dealt with?
As I say, I've made a decision based on the incident in front of me, and I'm confident around the decision that I have made.
But if it was endemic, this behaviour, isn't there a duty to investigate that further?
She is being removed as a minister because of the incident.
If you have learned of other examples of Meka Whaitiri not treating staff well, then that speaks to whether or not she should remain as co-chair of the Māori caucus and perhaps remain a member of the...
Look, as I've said previously in the House, the minister has not had any other grievances raised against her. I've made a decision based on this incident and this report.
Can you at least confirm that she was involved in a physical altercation?
I'm not getting into any details around the incident. As I've said, I've asked DIA to prepare a version of the report that can be released in order to address some of those outstanding questions. I have to advise, of course, that the member continues to contest elements of that report.
Have you been lobbied by the Māori caucus on this issue?
No, this is my decision and I stand by my decision.
What's happened to the staff around release of that prepared report?
I haven't been given details from DIA as to how long that might take. We asked them today, though, to begin that work.
What's happened to the assurance that?
My understanding is that she is in employment. I've sought assurances that she has the support that she needs, and I'm advised that that is happening. I don't want to get into details around the nature of her employment for privacy reasons.
How do you assure the safety of future staff of Meka Whaitiri
I've made a decision based on this incident. I have also talked with the member around her receiving support in the future around managing her employment relationships.
Is it fair to assume
No.
Do you know when she'll be back?
I expect she'll be back next week.
What did she say to you when you spoke to her?
She accepted my decision. She again continued to maintain her position on the issue. And she has cooperated absolutely fully throughout this investigation and has always given me the assurance that she would cooperate fully, and that's what she's done. Of course, she continues to contest elements of this incident. However, I've made my decision based on what I've seen, and I stand by it.
Did you get any emails?
Sorry, contest elements or the whole thing?
Elements. There are elements of this that she acknowledges, but there are facts that she continues to contest.
So she acknowledges there was an incident, something happened.
She, of course, spoke to her staff member at the event, but I'll leave the remainder of the incident till the release of the report.
Have you seen any emails between her and her staff member that might point to a wider attitude problem?
I'm not going to go into any of the details relating. This was primarily this incident, though, that was investigated by Ministerial Services.
Is there any evidence or photographs, anything like that?
Again,
there was an assault?
Again, I won't go into details of the investigation until DIA have gone through a proper process. For me, of primary concern here is protecting the privacy of the employee, so that's important DIA take the time to prepare a report that is able to be publicly released and publicly talked about.
Is it fair to assume that if you're happy for her to stay on as an MP in your caucus, that you don't believe that there was an assault?
I've accepted the findings of the report.
Are you disappointed that you've now got two ministers?
No one wants to lose ministers. Of course no one wants to lose ministers, but I have to make decisions based on the information I have in front of me, and I've made a decision here that Meka can no longer has my confidence at this time and has been removed from her ministerial portfolios as a result.
Why don't we come to a conclusive conclusion?
Look, I will leave that until the point at which DIA prepare the report for release.
Is there any chance of a reinstatement between now and the next election?
Yeah, I like to, of course, leave openings for ministers to address the issues that have been raised that have led them to lose their portfolios. And I will do that for Meka as well, but at this time she does not have my confidence.
So Meka Whaitiri could be back?
Right now she does not have my confidence, but I of course like to leave a path for ministers to address issues of concern and leave a path open for them.
Members of Parliament still have several staff members.
Sorry?
Members of Parliament generally still have several staff members.
Indeed.
Are you still confident with her?
I've discussed with the member her seeking support and improving her employee relationships.
Does she have any staff at the minute?
Yes, she does.
What sort of support are you talking about?
There are support through training and so on, human resource management and so on.
Like anger management?
At this point I'm looking at her relationships with staff members. I'll work with the member to ensure that she has the most appropriate support possible. All right everyone, unfortunately I'll take last question, yes. Again, I don't have a timeline for DIA. I will follow up on that. We might advise you informally then of the rough guide that we've been given by the department.
Just very quickly following up on Audrey's question, is there a chance that you might recommend an anger management program?
I'm going to work with the member. At this point, we're talking more about managing employees. Great, thanks very much.